We all are actually good at a couple of things. Spend all your time trying to figure out what you're good at. And if God forbid one of those things is something you actually like too, you're off to the races.
Making a list of pros and cons to help you make big decisions in life is one of the stupidest things you can do.
Let's go through 5 presidents. Cool. Let's pick 5 presidents and you tell me which of their styles you relate to the most.
Okay. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Gary Vaynerchuk. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
We are strong as shit. We're really strong. We're just being sold that we're not because there's a lot of money. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much. In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in. We all are actually good at a couple of things. Spend all your time trying to figure out what you're good at. And if God forbid one of those things is something you actually like too, you're off to the races.
Yeah.
And in 2019, when you can make a podcast or an Instagram account or a Shopify store around Dragon Ball Z and make $73,000 a year doing that, that's real. What I just said is real. That's crazy. That if you go pot committed, you have a job that you don't like, paying college debt that you're pissed about, but instead of coming home and having a beer and watching Netflix and playing Fortnite to escape, I get it. You want to escape, I get it. What I'm saying is just take a step back. Listen to me for a second. Come home and start building your Dragon Ball Z eBay account by buying on Craigslist and flipping it. Start a podcast and go Dragon Ball Z episode 1. Here we are. Start an Instagram account around Dragon Ball Z. Build. If you did that around somewhere 12 years ago, loved Black Panther. Somebody did. It was a rare comic book. It wasn't the biggest of the world, but somebody loved it. But they didn't think that they could build a business about Black Panther. What they didn't know was 10 years later, Black Panther was going to be made a feature film that was going to completely penetrate culture. If she or he had a podcast and an Instagram account that really was the nichiest of niche Black Panther fans, which made no sense 10 years ago, but it had its 43,000 people that fucked with Black Panther. When that movie came out and had that huge marketing budget, that would have gotten $50,000 to market that movie on his Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, podcast, blog. And that same person right now is still sitting in their cubicle making $79,000 a year, hating life. I'm fascinated by that.
You've got a great idea. You know it can change the world. You know it can have a big impact. You know it could change the fortunes of yourself, your family, the people around you. You've got a great idea. You know it can work. You know it can work. The problem is you don't know if it can work for you. You believe in the idea, but you don't believe in yourself. And so here's what's happened. Why? Well, it's because you've tried and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped, and you maybe saw a little bit tiny results, but then you lose the motivation and you stop. You've never stayed with anything long enough to actually let it see results. And so you built up this pattern inside yourself that says, I can't do it. The idea is great, but I can't do it. That's really at the core. If you really believed that you could do it and you really believed in the idea, you'd be doing it and crushing it. So that's the biggest difference. That's why lack of belief is the world's biggest problem. The only thing you're missing is actual sustained momentum against your ideas. Because if you believe that you could do it, you'd be out there doing it. You believe in your idea and how it could change the world, but you don't believe in your own abilities to do it. Now this is where we have to start talking about making decisions with your head versus your heart. So your head only understands a world that exists. Your head is logical, it's practical. And so whatever's been done can be done again, right? It's logical. And so if you've got a job at some company, you know you can make X thousands of dollars a year. That's safe, that's logical, that's practical. You know it can be done. It exists. Other people have done it too. You compound that with people telling you to do the safe thing, right? Go get a job, Go take the safe path, go take the safe route. And so there's a lot of outside forces, especially fear generated, that keep you on a small path, keep you on the safe path. And it's not necessarily wrong. It's not malicious. They're not trying to hurt you. It's just fear-based, and so it's small. You never create amazing things when you're living in a fear-based state. And that's what you're doing when you make big decisions with your head. Because your head only understands a practical world that currently exists. Now your heart's a different story. Your heart can create something that's never existed before. Your heart is where all the artists live, all the game changers live, all the people who end up making massive change in the world, that's where they live. They're creating something new. They say, I see something that other people don't see, and I can go create it. That's heart. You're creating something that hasn't existed before. That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. That's not practical. There's nothing to tell you that this could work, but you feel that it can work. That's where I know you guys are at. If you're watching this channel, you're watching this video, that's where I know you're at. The problem is living inside your head instead of living inside your heart. So what happens is you'll have some days where you're living in your heart. You'll have some days where you feel bold, motivated, excited, feeling like you're capable. Like maybe you could actually do this. You'll have some days. I'm gonna switch my hand. My hand's getting tired of holding the video. You'll have some days where you'll actually feel that way. Like maybe I could be the person. I am bold. Maybe you watch a video, maybe you just wake up and you get inspired, you had a great dream, something happens, and you have this moment where you just feel bold, powerful, unstoppable, and say, today's my day, I'm gonna go off and do it and crush it, right? We've all had those moments. But then you wake up the next day and you're back to being in your head, telling yourself, I can't do this, I didn't go to school for this, I don't have the money for this, I don't have the talent for this, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not brave enough or courageous enough for this, right? That's all your head talking to yourself. When you haven't fully decided on something big, what ends up happening is your head and your heart fight. So if you haven't fully decided that you want to start this business, that you want to hit your 10 million subscribers on YouTube, that you want to fill in a blank, your big, crazy, ambitious goal, when you haven't fully decided on it, your head and your heart are going to fight. They should fight. Because it's not logical, it's not safe, it's not practical. If it was, it wouldn't be a big idea. Your big, amazing, bold ideas are not logical, they're not practical, and they're not safe. And so your head is always gonna say, whoa, 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 slow down, this is scary. And most of the time you're gonna listen to your head, and the people around you will tell you listen to your head. What you need to do is fully decide. What you need to do is decide that this is going to happen, that it's not an option anymore, that there's no maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Your heart has to decide the big decisions in your life. Should you go move to that other country or other city? Should you go marry that person or not? Should you go take that job or not? Should you go start that business or not? Big decisions with your heart. And then you use your head to help you figure out the how. I always find it so funny when people are thinking, well, should I do that business or not? Or should I marry that person or not? And they make a list, you make a checklist, and you write down pros and cons, right? Never make a decision that's big in your life based off of objective pros and cons, because you're making it using the wrong part of your body. Because you might really love somebody and you come up with all these lists and you got 80 cons on that list and only one pro. Or maybe that one pro is all you need. Same thing with the business. There's a million reasons why your business is not going to work out. You sit there and make a list of pros and cons. There should be way more cons. There's a million reasons why you're not going to win and 8 why you will. And the people who go off and win only focus on the 8. Making a list of pros and cons to help you make big decisions in life is one of the stupidest things you can do. Straight up. Now, your head is very important. Your head helps you accomplish your goals, but only once your heart's decided. So your heart allows you to make the big decisions. I want this to happen in my life. No negotiation, this is going to happen. And then from there, you use your head to figure out how to do it, right? Once your head is not fighting your heart, once your head is understood, oh, he's serious, she's serious. Okay, crap, how do we actually make this happen now? That's when you use your head, because you're a smart person and you need your head aligned to help you accomplish your big goals. So if I want to go off and build my YouTube channel and get 10 million subscribers, that's happening. When I first started YouTube 11 years ago, there was no educational content. There were no 15-minute videos on YouTube. It was all memes and stupid videos and cats and just not this at all. And it took me too long to listen to my heart, quite frankly. You know, I loved it, and so I kept doing it. And you know, pat on my own back for myself is that thankfully I kept going. I wasn't as consistent as I am now, but I kept going. I didn't give up, even though there were no signs that I would have success, right? My first video got 3 comments in 1 year, and one was my mom, one was my sister, and one was some random dude. I wasn't getting traction. I was still looking back at some of my old videos yesterday, and a lot of them, no comments, right? Like one video, 35 views, 0 comments. Man, I guess I spent a lot of time making that video. And so I kept going because there was something inside me that said, I need to keep doing this. I wish I kept going faster. And it's my wish for you too, right now, with your business, with your idea, with your crazy goals. I wish you keep going, but I wish you go faster on it. That you decide with your heart to say, I am making this happen. And you say, head, listen to me. We're making this happen. Now you're the smart one. Help me figure out how to actually do it. So to get to my 10 million subscribers, how do I do it? And every day I'm using my brain to help me do it. And hopefully you are too. When your head and your heart are fighting, when your goals, your ambitions, your dreams are fighting every day what you think is practical, logical, possible, you're just going to be stuck. Very slow growth, very slow momentum, knowing you're capable of more, but just stuck because you're fighting yourself. The biggest problem is you're just fighting yourself. But when you can let go, when you can say, my heart is going to help me make the big decisions in my life, and my head's going to help me figure out how, magical things start to happen. And that's my wish for you. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what's your heart telling you right now? What's the most bold, courageous version of you telling you right now? Let me know. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in a video and you commit, you promise, you're going to take some action after watching this video, give me hashtag believe in the comments as well. I want to celebrate you.
How were you able to, in spite of, you know, being freshly married, in spite of all the things going on, in spite of the market crashing and all types of stuff, were able to say, in these circumstances, I still want to open my own business?
Yeah, so I think you have to also know yourself very well.
Yeah.
Because for me,
self-awareness.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about from a different side. So for example, think about it how many, like let's go through 5 presidents.
Cool.
Let's pick 5 presidents and you tell me which of their styles you relate to the most.
Okay.
You ready? Just kind of think about it yourself.
Cool.
And we're talking about you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So Reagan used humor to win people over.
Yeah.
Okay? Humor is what he told stories and he used humor. John F. Kennedy was very charming and he used this context. He had charisma. He was charming, good looking. So people kind of saw him and said, I just like this guy, right? Yeah. So Reagan humor, JFK was charm, okay? Clinton seemed like he cared for you. So he was a good listener. You're like, oh my gosh. You know, empathetic is a good word, sympathetic, okay.
Yeah.
Trump is a bully. You bully him, he's going to come at you 100%. Like, you don't push that guy around, right?
Yeah.
So far we have what? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different presidents, and let's add another one. Okay, and Obama spoke about dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, so he knew how to get us to
inspire.
Inspire, okay? Yeah. So you got humor, you got charm and charisma, you got I care, sympathetic, empathetic. You got, you're not going to push me around. I'm going to stand up because I'm a man's man. And you got, listen, what if one day we can dream and we can do this?
Yeah.
Who do you relate to the most?
Inspiring.
Okay, so check this out.
Yeah.
How many people relate to him? Not everybody.
Yeah.
So how many people relate to Trump? Not everybody.
Yeah.
How many people relate to Reagan? Not everybody.
Yeah.
Or Clinton or JFK. It's irrelevant. It's finding out which one is you. And then if you find your style, and if you can find your style and can position yourself in areas where your style and personality is able to really grow and magnify, then play offense.
Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for $20 a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to know how Sarah Blakely manifests her ideas, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.